Welcome to Wealth, Health, and Wisdom Mastery, a channel where we learn tips on how to become more wealthy, more healthy, and also have tips on how to win in life. Today, we're going to be discussing and learning tips on how to build your wealth and also how to keep your wealth. A lot of people, we have heard of stories where people had won millions of dollars, in lottery, and they lost it after several years, after a few years. Some even became poorer than when they had won that lottery. Some people have worked so hard either in their business or in their employment and saved, invested, and that wealth that they built up did not even last through their retirement, talk less of being able to pass it on to their children. And so we also have to think about what we could do to outlive our wealth. For our wealth to last for in our lifetime, and also being able to pass on some of that wealth to our children, or ensure that we build generational wealth. So given the topic today, for the tips that you are going to learn, please feel free to share, like and share this channel, make your comments, and also ensure that other people are learning also from these discussions and the tips that we're finding quite useful. So in building our wealth, a fundamental question to ask is, how much money do you want? What's the target? What's your financial target for 1 year, 5 years, for 20 years? How much do you really want? You need to be clear about how much you want. What are the objectives, the goal, and the target for this wealth? It's so important also to identify why you need this amount of money. For some people, all they need is just about $100,000. For some, it's millions. For some, it's 1 million. It doesn't matter what it is, but you have to decide the amount for yourself. And to now, also know, why do you need this amount of money? For some, it would be that they want to have enough money to, put their children through the best of schools. Perhaps you want your child to go to Harvard and be sure that you have enough money to pay for that child's education. That's a good reason for you, and that's your personal reason. And for whatever reasons they are, you need to be clear about what they are and write them down to remind yourself. You need for your purpose has to be strong enough so that you are on track. It keeps you anchored to face the journey, because sometimes on your way to building wealth, it could be quite turbulent. But when those reasons are strong enough, it helps you to stick, to stay on, gives you the staying on power to continue to work at it, to be able to achieve your goal. You agree that if it was just to buy your food, get your food, and pay your bills, you probably don't need to work that hard, So it's so important to actually get some very good, strong reasons for yourself to help you through the journey. Now, another thing to really consider, a great tip that you must consider, is the value proposition. What is the value you are bringing to the marketplace? What value are you bringing to your employer? What value is your business providing? What value? You need to think about your unique selling point. What's the value that you are bringing to your customers, you're bringing to your clients, you're bringing to your employer, that makes it beneficial for them to want to enjoy passing their money to you because of the benefits and the value that you are bringing to them. That is so vital. And whatever your value proposition is, it's the promise that you are giving to your clients. And for that to continue to happen, and for you to be consistent in providing that value, you have to invest in yourself, which is you are the biggest asset of your business. You are the biggest asset to the work that you do. And so the more value you can bring, the more you are the best, you are the best in your game. You are doing the best that you can. You are using the best technologies available for what you are doing. Obviously, you become more valuable. You're able to save costs. You're able to do things faster, more efficiently. Of course, the money, the bottom line, your clients will be happy to pay you for the great service that you deliver. Another fundamental tool, an important point that you have to remember in your journey in terms of building your wealth is a golden rule, and that is spend less than you earn. No matter the amount of money you earn, whatever money comes to your hand, whatever funds that you have, whatever the income is, a golden rule is to spend less than you earn. And that savings that you make is what you are going to be investing. So you save to invest. And a very good tool to help you stay on course is that word called budgeting. Budget is about knowing what your needs are, knowing what your wants are, and knowing what are the amount of money you want to spend on different areas. And the budget is what gives you control. It doesn't control you. Actually, it's a tool in which you are using to ensure that you are spending according to plan. And that gives you more control to help you in your journey to save as much as you can and invest as much as you can. And in investing as much as you can, that is where the real, the wonder of the world comes in, compounding factor. So you invest, the gains you get out of that investment, you also reinvest. So you are adding to the golden goose. You keep the golden goose, you keep reinvesting. And before you know it, that's the wonder of exponential growth. So it's not 1 + 1. It's you continue to add to that investment. You have your passive income from that investment. You reinvest a proportion of it, and you continue. And before you know it, you'll be amazed at how what funds you've been able to accumulate, irrespective of the vehicle. So, for example, you may start off with a house, and then you've bought another house, you have more money to buy another house, you've bought a certain amount of stock, you are able to diversify and increasing the amounts you have on those stocks. So, again, like I would stop to say, you're already learning some things right now. You need to like and share this channel and ensure that your friends and family are also benefiting from these nuggets that are important in your wealth journey. And a very fun now, you'll ask, how do I keep the funds? How do I ensure that the funds and the wealth that I have, that I don't lose it? So you have to consider investing for the long term. You've got to be patient. You have to look at your portfolio and also apply the 20-80% principle. You have to review your portfolio. What's that 20% of the portfolio that is giving you your biggest gains? Think about the stocks that you are investing in, which ones are giving you the long, giving you more, giving you a bigger a return on investment. Again, think about the work that you do, the activities you do every day, either in your business or in your workplace. There are certain activities that give you a higher return in the work that you do, and those are the ones that you want to continue to work on. You don't work. The idea is to delegate your weakness and focus on your strengths. If you know what your weaknesses are in the course of your work, you don't like maths, you don't like certain things, delegate it. Get somebody else to do the job. For them, maths is a piece of cake. Calculating might be a piece of cake for them. You delegate that job and focus on what skills. Some people know how to organize, some people love to talk, some people like to meet clients. Find out what your strength areas are and work on those ones and become the star at that areas of your strength. Again, it's about the 80-20% principle. So, a very important thing to note for you to keep your wealth is know what is enough. Master your greed. Master your greed. You really need at some point to find out What is your cutoff margin? So sometimes you're investing in, in stocks. You might just say, well, if there is this is at what point I don't want to accept more losses. You may decide to sell. So you just need to know. And again, certain markets will not always be going up and going up and going up. So you just need to know what is your risk level. You need to know how to cut, to know the point is just master your greed, so just know that there's all whatever you're doing, you also have to think about your boundaries. What is your ethical value? What are the boundaries beyond which you will not go? Because if you don't decide what your ethical value and what your boundaries are, the road to the jail is so thin. So what you don't want to do is to break the law. Sometimes people try bending the rules, but you certainly are not, authorized to break the law. So you have to remember that certain things that you do might actually affect your reputation or affect your loved ones. So you have to decide quite early what you will do and what you will not do, and that's very important. That's why I, emphasize about mastering your greed. Know when to walk away from certain deals. So to keep your wealth, also remember your risk level. So how much risk can you take? And even the risk that you take, it's got to be calculated risk. You don't want to invest in things you don't know anything about. You have to invest in things that you understand. So you don't want to follow trends for the sake of following trends. You don't know about stock market, you're not reading about stock market. Now they say, oh, there's so much going on in the stock, go and buy this, go and buy that. Before you buy, do some reading. Even when you have a financial advisor, at least do some reading to help you have conversation with your financial advisor. So we've just shared in a few minutes, we've just had a few discussions and few tips around how to build your wealth, how to grow your wealth, and how to keep your wealth. And remember, one of the fundamental things we also discussed in earlier videos is that power of the tithe, being able to give 1%, 10% of your earnings, either to a church, to your faith, to a charity organization. The point is, you are part of the humanity and you need to do good. And in being able to give, you are also showing you are part of this world of abundance, where you give to receive and you also receive to give. So in conclusion today, it's irrespective of where you are, whether you were born into a family that had millions, or whether you started well, you are completely responsible for your wealth journey. You can grow your wealth. You can keep your wealth. You can maintain your wealth. All that is completely in your control. So try and, if you've learned anything today, use those tips and let's know what's worked for you and how this has helped you. Like and share this channel, and thank you.